Hi, good morning. At least this morning where I am. So I'm still working on my Instagram live videos. This is my second one, and I'm actually inspired by the amazing, wonderful Sharon Remmel, who is a Udemy and online instructor in Australia, and we have a color healing class together for a couple of years now. And she did a Facebook Live, and she was just so, it was her first one, and she was just, totally natural and wonderful. So I've been trying to bridge the gap a little bit between my live teaching and my online videos, which I've been making for years for my online students, and trying to merge the two together. It's kind of weird though. But what I was thinking is with these live videos, they're a little bit like taking one of my classes in person. And I actually plan my classes for my students. So I've been teaching university students since 2000 all around the world. So I started at William Patterson University for 4 years in New Jersey in the art department. Willie P. I love Willie P. And then I spent 11 years at the American University of Rome in Rome, Italy, and I had the most amazing international students. Those guys were really cool. I was teaching in Myanmar for 3 years. Unfortunately, the American University of Myanmar closed before even, all the bad things started happening in Myanmar. I don't know if it was the government felt a bit threatened by the international/American style of education, so that closed down a couple of years after I was there. But then we moved to Malawi, and in Malawi there were not any universities, at least in Lilongwe, where I live, teaching digital media. There were a couple of web design courses and things, but mostly it's like agriculture, health, business, medical, all of this. I mean, they're very important. Very important fields, but not so much in the way of arts. Although if you go up to Zomba, there's Chancellor College, and look, if I lived in Zomba, I would be knocking on their door. So I started actually teaching for United Nations Population Fund, but that wasn't until 2 years after I've already been here. So I've been doing basically, I came to Malawi, I looked around to see if maybe there were any universities, and there were a couple of things, but there weren't any programs set up. So I started working for UN organizations, helping their communication departments. Hi, Denise. Hi, Harold Zen. I am so new to Instagram Live that I don't even really know how to respond to you other than like with a comment. It says I can wave to you, but I'd be like pushing buttons all over the screen. But anyway, so glad to see you here. So I'm just in my studio. This is my usual morning routine. I'm so lucky because I'm alone right now. There's nobody around. Yes. My sons, I dropped them off at school. I'm having my morning coffee. This is kind of like a funny mug, right? So this is from VU Camp. It's like a Luwande National Park, and there's a lot of hippos there. But what I think is funny about this is they show both sides of the hippo. This is one of these pottery mugs from Dedza, and they make everything with the actual earth from Malawi. So I feel like this is special. But anyway, I've been making design for UN organizations, UNICEF, UNFPA, WHO, a little bit for the World Food Program, more in Myanmar than in Malawi. And what am I up to this week? Today is Wednesday, and I just finished a sort of like emergency poster, so graphic design for UNICEF yesterday. They just asked me for it yesterday, and I only had an hour to do it. And I was working on, I actually used a previous poster I had done for them as a template, and then I was able to very quickly put in the new imagery and the new text. So that's actually what I'm showing my students in Malawi tomorrow. We meet at M-Hub, which is in Area 15 in Lilongwe. And I really like meeting with them. They're such a great class of go-getters. And it's just 10 students. It's a pilot program for the United Nations Population Fund. So United Nations Population Fund, they're doing so many amazing programs all over the country. But one of their initiatives is youth empowerment and giving access to digital media. And since they're not taught in the universities here, kind of helping to fill in that gap. So I've created this program for them. It's a pilot, and it goes from August until December. We're hoping there'll be more, so more Malawians will be able to learn digital media. What is digital media? I mean, I've been painting and drawing, you know, away from electricity for the last few months, but digital media is basically what I've been doing the last 20 years, teaching in universities around the world. So digital media are things like digital illustration, animation, web design, graphic design, what am I forgetting? Interactive design, which is like games, that sort of thing. I don't do that so much anymore. And video, yeah. And basically teaching the students also, how do you wear all these hats? Because when you're working for different organizations, whether it's a university or the United Nations or whatever, a lot of times people don't want to hire 5 different people, one to do video, one to do animation, one to do web design, one to make social media graphics and stuff like that. So sometimes when you're doing digital media, you end up doing everything. So I'm trying to teach the students in Malawi how to do a little bit of everything. So we started off with color psychology, which is, you know, I'm a huge color geek. And then we got into taking better photos, composition, making better images, how to, you know, set things up in an interesting way. And now we're going into graphic design. And so it's funny because last week we met, and for the first time in the 6 weeks that we met, we had no electricity. And I was like, what am I going to do? I had planned, you know, my class out exactly what we're going to do. There were some things at maybe the first hour of class that didn't require electricity, but it was that the whole neighborhood was out, and they kept telling me, oh, we're going to turn on the generator. We're going to, you know, electricity will be back in 15 minutes. 15 minutes turned into a half an hour turned into an hour. We were there 2.5 hours, and then finally I was like, okay, I'm going to have to let you guys go because everything that I showed you, you guys need to practice, and there weren't any computers available. So tomorrow, I hope, is going to be a bit different, but it was fun because I thankfully had my laptop with me, so I was able to show them some graphic design work that I've been doing for UNFPA and for UNICEF, and also for my own business and other clients. And why am I bringing this up? Because sometimes being unscripted is the best thing that can happen to you. So as uncomfortable sometimes as live teaching or live video can be, sometimes the best things happen. It's actually a bit better when you're in a room full of people and they can ask you questions, but that's okay. But what I really loved about last class, so we had no electricity, is that I was showing the students, okay, this is how you use Canva. This is something I made for UNICEF. They asked me to make a logo and not to go over more than an hour because of their budget, whatever. So how do you make, you know, something in such a short amount of time? So I was showing them, and I loved their questions because they were like, how did you do this? How did you do that? Why did you choose to do this? So that's why I like the unscripted stuff. That's why I like the live classes, even though I have been teaching video classes and online classes since 2014. I can't believe it's been that long. I'm actually going back into some of my older classes on Udemy and in my own online school on my website, and I'm taking, no, sorry for those of you in my web design classes, but I'm not really doing a lot of web design these days. I mean, it's one of those things I can do, but I don't enjoy doing. I do my own website, but that's enough for me. If I have to worry about other people's websites and, you know, like SSL certificates going down and, you know, the web host is gone down, like that's just so much of a headache. I don't need the extra stress in my life. So I'm probably going to unpublish / make some of those web classes, not the newest one, but yeah, I'll be making those a little bit private. So for the students that are already in them, great. But I'm focusing more on the art and design classes. Hi, Karta. Good to see you here. I was just saying, anybody that's actually in here and listening, I apologize because I'm still learning how to do live videos, so I don't actually know how to communicate with you other than talking, but that's okay. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm doing this week. So today I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to be, what am I working on? I'm working on this chakra series. This is work in progress, and I hate showing work in progress, so this is pretty embarrassing. But this is the 4th in a series of chakra paintings that I'm doing. And this is Lillian's Lovebird. And I apologize because I realized that in Instagram Live, it actually reverses the video. So you're seeing everything backwards, and I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. So yeah, so maybe if you hold this video up to a mirror, you'll see what it's supposed to look like, or just go to my regular Instagram feed and you'll see the work in progress the way it's supposed to be. But anyway, I've been working on this Chitenji pattern in the background, which are super popular here in Malawi. I just love them. I'm not quite done with it. And then Lillian's Lovebird, and I've been struggling a little bit because there are not that many pictures of Lillian's Lovebirds. I didn't realize that they were so local to Malawi, and that they're at Lwande National Park, which happens to be not too far from where we are, a couple of hours from where we are in Malawi. And I didn't realize that Lillian's Lovebird is almost exclusively in this one area of Malawi and nowhere else in the world. And apparently bird lovers try to breed them in captivity, and they're very difficult to breed away from this one part of Malawi. Anyway, so this is what I'm working on, and then I'm going to get my course ready for tomorrow for UNFPA and MHub and my wonderful students here in Malawi. And I've been showing them how to do graphic design, so we're going to continue with that. They're going to start making infographics. We have a conference that we're going to in Mangochi. I've never been to Mangochi, so I'm excited. It's in November, and it's a meeting of communications and public relations professionals in Malawi, so it's really great opportunity for the students. And we're going to do a bit of a presentation. So we're focusing on UN development goals and Malawi's vision for 2063. And so we're putting together an animation and some infographics, but we're just getting to the infographics part. So I think the way that I'm going to approach this, since we're still going through everything and I'm still teaching them everything, is that I'll have them make the individual images, and then I'll end up putting it together in an animation and we'll present it. So we have a couple of weeks to do that, but I need to plan today. And then hopefully we'll have electricity tomorrow, because that's always helpful when you're teaching any kind of digital media class, that you have electricity. But it does remind me of the very first class I taught for William Patterson University back in first full-time class. When I started full-time in 2002, they were redesigning their multimedia lab and there was no electricity. So I always have a backup plan. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say hi, let you know what I'm working on this week. And thanks so much for watching. I felt compelled to make another Instagram Live because I feel like my first one was like deer caught in the headlights. Excuse me. And maybe this one is a bit like that as well. So anyway, thanks so much. I hope you're doing great in your part of the world. One quick question, if you've made it this far. I'm looking for more stuff. So basically, as I'm working on these chakra paintings, great, but I'd like to make some more drawings. And the last thing I drew was a donkey. And before that, what was I drawing? Oh, the masked weaver when I was at Nakoma Island in Malawi. I know a lot of people have gotten back to me and said, oh, I love this, I love that, that's my spirit animal, or this animal has specific meaning to me. So if there's something in particular that, I don't know, I guess I could take requests, at least for drawings, because I don't really have any particular spirit animal or thing in mind. I did have a friend in Rome that was, she's putting together a lecture on Lakshmi, and she does a lot of religious arts, Indian culture. So I was thinking that could be something to do in the future, Indian goddesses. So if you have any special requests, do let me know. And that's all. Thanks so much for joining me, and see you later. Bye. Have a great day. And I don't know how to shut this off, so you'll see me fumbling around with my buttons on the camera too. Bye. Fumble, fumble. I have to put my coffee down to do it. Okay, bye.